Welcome to Uncommon Sense. This is the Uncommon Sense podcast. I am your host, J. Howard Green, along with my co-host. That will be the one, the only, Michael B. Wright Sr. We call him the professor. And today, we're exploring the edges of reasoning for unfiltered, uncensored, and unapologetic conversations, my brother. How you doing, man?
Good, leader. How about your side there, man of God?
Hey, man, I'm fed admittedly partly cloudy, but am I right?
That part, right, sir. Yes, sir. Enjoying this liquid sunshine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As long as I'm storming over here, you know what I'm saying?
You know it, man.
Yeah. Brother, what is going on with your world today, man? What is happening?
Oh, man, you up for a major upset there, Doc. The party is just getting started.
It's just getting started.
The party just getting started, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, if we must go into current events, then if we must,
I guess you must,
bruh. Nolan Wells, Mississippi.
Yeah,
go on vacation with 3 white boys.
Yeah,
and the 3 white boys show up except for him.
That right there, man.
So
that right there.
What? We still playing this game?
Yeah, man. Again, when the license was given, people just took it as okay. It's a free fall right now, and exactly where we are. So, yeah, it's.
My.
They said they want to take y'all back to America. Was great.
Great for who? Great for who, player?
Yeah, man. This is a sad reality, man. And again, the young brother lost his life the way he did, but it brings a great conversation, Jay. You know, it's honestly and seriously, the tragedy is you have a philosophy, man, that a particular color does not have the same kind of life worth as yours. You know, so that's what this is, man. That's what this is.
Wow. Well, brother, let's roll the beautiful beam footage on really what's going on and how these things came about right here on the Uncommon Sense podcast.
Let's talk about it.
So no matter how much people try to rewrite our history, white supremacy is our legacy. So I'm talking to white people now. I've said this before, but if you ever wondered what you would have done during the civil rights movement, this is your moment. We are back in the post-Reconstruction era, and if we don't want that history to repeat itself, we white folks have to behave differently than we did back then. So for one, I'm pretty sure that if we don't get loud, the devastating murder of Nolan Wells will never be held accountable. The white boys who were with him have corroborated their stories, they've lawyered up, they're not cooperating publicly, and they've wiped their social feeds. Nolan's family and the public deserve answers. But his murder is not isolated. I'm connecting these dots to the woman terrorized by white supremacists last weekend on a subway, to Cohen Wiley, the 1-year-old baby who was shot by police after his caregivers were accused of stealing diapers, to Cyrus Carmack Belton, the black teenager who was chased down and killed by a convenience store owner, to Tamla Horsford, the black mother of 5 who was found dead after a sleepover with all white friends in Georgia. I'm connecting it to Trey Reed, the 21-year-old black student found hanging from a tree in Mississippi in September, and to Juliana Nitsita, to Lennon Lacey, Robert Fuller, Malcolm Harsh, Jermaine Carter, all black bodies, all found hanging from trees. No justice, no peace. But I'm also connecting it to the emboldened white nationalist movement here, beginning with the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, where our president referred to the white supremacists who murdered Heather Heyer as very fine people, to Trump's debate shout-out to the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, to his years of hateful rhetoric that has normalized violence in this country, paving the way to last weekend's white supremacist Patriot Front March, again, with no condemnation from our president, but mostly I'm connecting it to this country's relentless protection of powerful white men who do not deserve protecting. White men who rape women and children. White men who participate in pedophile rings. White men who think they can build political careers despite a history of misogyny. White men who decimate our judicial system and undermine our Constitution. White men who dismantle legacy military leaders and put our service members at risk. White men allowed to cling to power no matter the cost. And white men who reportedly murder their black friend and think their privilege will allow them to get away with it. We have to stop protecting the bad white guys and protect the people of this multiracial democracy who literally are the foundation of this country's greatness, the ones who deserve the voices at the table and deserve to live their lives without fear. So here's what I'm asking. Flood Mississippi's elected officials and your own. Demand an independent investigation and an autopsy of Nolan Wells. Then support the legal organizations that are fighting for civil rights nationally and there. And finally, stand by and support your Black community however you can, if for no other reason than because you're a human being who believes every human being deserves dignity, safety, and justice.
Stand back. Support your Black community on this. I mean, you can see it's just not Nolan Wells, but it's many others that really you never hear about, or it's really a cover-up when it comes to this. So, we've got to really stand up and say something and do something.
Exactly, man. Again, the power is where the cash flow is. I'm just being honest conversation.
Right.
If this was of the Jewish persuasion, man, the anti-deflation league would be there, man, and would be no question of what's going to happen. Okay,
Right.
if the truth about things. So it does bear arms that, again, if we want to stand what political power is, whatever kind of social power, whatever you want to throw out there,
Right.
you got to realize that at the end of the day, protesting a department store and stuff like that is not going to get you nothing but a camera.
Right.
But when you're looking for real justice and real restitution and real change in these dynamics, you got to be more methodical in how you're coming at things. Otherwise, you're going to continue having Nolans out there.
Right.
And again, it's simply because everyone knows from a standpoint, as long as it's a hot button, you're going to have a whole lot of rhetoric, and then
Right.
it's going to die down. But that's why the issue is the way it is, because again, we're not putting real meat behind it, and those who have those platforms and those who have those captivated audiences should be able to pull those things down, man. But got to see.
Got to see, brother. We got to see. We got to see on this. And even with this going on, you got Trump still in the midterms right now.
Oh, he stole them.
He stole them, Doc. He stole them. He cold stole them.
Yeah, he stole
And
them.
I don't think people understood what the Supreme Court did when they gave him favor. When he gave them favor to hire and fire.
Yeah.
Any of the commissioners.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history. Now here's this beautiful beam footage on this. Now, while we celebrating, Georgia didn't redistrict, or while we celebrating here and there, bet you believe behind the scenes, they already got another plan in store. Yeah.
Trump is trying to steal the midterms. You figured it out yet? So while you were going about your day yesterday, the White House fired every single commissioner from the Election Assistance Commission. That's the agency that assures your vote is counted, your machine is secure, and the process is fair. So that's gone. It's been decapitated. It's the death of institutional independence. He'll do everything he can get away with now. The Supreme Court handed him the keys to the kingdom. Recently, in Trump versus Slaughter, the Supreme Court said that the president can fire independent commissioners at will, and they called it the Article 2 authority. Let's call it what it is, the end of checks and balances. By clearing the board on the EAC, Trump isn't just reshuffling. He's freezing the agency responsible for certifying voting equipment and distributing federal election funds. He's created a vacuum that he intends to fill with his own loyalists before a single ballot is cast. And why does this matter to you? Because without a quorum, the EAC cannot do its job. It can't approve software patches for voting machines. It cannot release millions in federal grants for states that need to keep their systems running. What this is autocratic legalism. They are using the law to break the law. They're creating chaos so they can dictate the terms of the election. And they're doing it in broad daylight. To be clear, what we're witnessing is a blueprint for the seizure of power, permanent seizure of power. This isn't a standard political maneuver. This is the republic being broken from within. I keep saying MAGA and the Trump movement is a Trojan horse built by Peter Thiel and the techno-fascist elites to break the republic from within. They hate the Constitution. They can't stand the republic. They want to replace it with an official corporation. And they know some of you are too tired to notice, some of you are too ignorant, and some of you are too propagandized to even see the truth right in front of your face. These midterms aren't just an election, it's seriously about the survival of the republic. They fired the referees. Please stay tuned, stay informed, give me a follow, share this. We have work to do. They're not going to break the republic because we won't let them.
They fired the referees, Doc.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he said it that if you put him in office, you never vote again. He said that.
Now he
And
said that now, Doc. He said that.
said that.
He
So
told what the Christians that, right?
Christians that
Yeah. They would never vote again.
you have to never vote again.
Wow.
So you're here, man. I mean,
Dang.
that there, man, tells you exactly where you are as far as in your elections.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you have, and it's still silence, when you have dead silence from your Congress people, that's the issue I have, man. At this point, because without any kind of checks and balances, yeah, this guy can do whatever he wants to do. And the reason why he's doing it is because he knows the state of what this country is in. Um, so I don't know where it's going to land, other than when people start getting up in arms and pushing back on this. That's the only way you can get some change, man.
Wow, bro. And I mean, really, the way that it was done, it was like once it was finished,
Mhm.
hey, what else we gonna do? Because I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
stole the midterms,
That's what it is, man.
basically.
Um,
But ain't
I
nobody
told
saying nothing, no, right? Nobody on
what
either side. Well, we understand
exactly.
one side ain't gonna say nothing, but
Right,
at
right.
least the other side say something.
You like I said, man, when you're talking about the place been handed to you that if you want to win an election on the Democrat side, you could do it. If you know how to tag a story, how to run it, you could win the
Right.
elections hands down. But no one is winning the messaging part on the Democrat side. But at this state in the game, man, when you're looking at again, you don't have the head at the snake that's like just flapping around like crazy. So it's going to be a groundswell until people actually start pushing back on this the right way, which is telling those elected officials, if you don't step up to the plate, we're going to have to replace your tail. That's where you're going to start seeing some push, man. Until you get folks pushing folks in and out of office, it's not going to change, man.
No, it's not. It's not going to change. It's going to have to be a new breed that comes in there that can change it.
That's
But even the new breeds got to know something on how to change it.
that. Well, that's a problem, man.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Um, Again, you can be passionate all you want, but at the end of the day, you got to know what you're doing. Now, this is where your old school comes in. Those who have treaded these waters, you need to be carousing these young folks, got all this energy, got all this mouth, got all this zest and zeal that want to do something. Corralling these young folks and saying, look here, this is how you go at it, A, B, C, D. That's how you do it, man. Not trying to maintain the status quo and maintain your territory,
Right.
recognizing there is no territory, you know.
Right.
So you got to start understanding that you got to have a wave of individuals. But an example, the mayor in Jackson, Mississippi, got caught up, you know.
Yeah.
Brother
Yeah.
got caught up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there was such nostalgia about him when he get because he's of course, you got this young black brother coming into Jackson, Mississippi, and yeah, he was gonna do great things. Next thing you know, he's up on federal charges and he pled guilty. I ain't touching the brother. I'm simply saying this. If you don't understand the power of that chair and you don't understand the corruption that can get a hold of your jail, you better think twice. You better think twice. So it is a prepping these young folks to know what you're going to be up against, what's the perils of this stuff, and then on the second end, how do you actually bring about sustainable change? And
Right. Right. Right.
that conversation, man, I'm not saying these cats have, which is very disturbing at this point in our history.
Yeah.
But
And where is the old school now? I mean, they
hey,
they pretty much left this planet, Doc.
bruh, Scott just left,
Yeah.
John left,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's slim pickings right now, man, as
Slim
far as
pickings, Doc.
the old guards.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, I said this years ago, man, that
Mhm.
vacuum was coming, only because time brings this. If you're not understanding that time will reconstruct everything, you're living in a fantasy world.
Right.
time is going to dictate this stuff. So you have this vacuum coming because you don't have that again pool. Now,
Right.
give credit what credit's due. Folks who
Mhm.
understand that, folks who
Mhm.
recognize that this is part of life,
Right. Right.
they're making their adjustments. They're bringing up the Maccas. They're bringing up,
Yeah.
whatever the next wave is. They're doing that stuff. They're bringing up your JD Vances. They're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all I'm saying is recognize what you're dealing with, and then stop trying to come at this thing a different way, as if that's a better way of handling the situation. People say you don't fight fire with fire. You're correct. You're
Mhm.
correct. But on the same end, if you're gonna fight fire, you better have something to extinguish that sucker, or
Exactly.
you you're wasting your time.
You
So
better
I
come with
mean,
the same energy, actually.
bruh,
Yeah.
you better bring a whole lot of water and a whole lot of baking soda. You know what I'm saying? Some player, man, come on now.
Something done.
But hey, it stands to reason. A conversation needs to be had expeditiously,
Yeah.
because when the senators stop dropping dead,
Yeah. That part.
whew, that part. I'm just
Yes,
saying,
sir. Just saying, Doc.
the
Just saying.
struggle done got real,
Real,
boy.
real.
I'm trying to tell you,
And so as
man.
I guess a sideline bar,
Mhm.
I heard a commentary, Taylor, who said that, well, this preacher preached, and his name was Pastor Livingston. He preached this message that America is not a Christianity nation.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I question that because you got to term the word Christian in order to know if they are a Christian nation.
Yeah, boy.
So he was getting all excited because, of course, this is the white preacher saying that America is not a Christian nation, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
But, you got to really question that are they not a Christian nation? Because once you find out
Yeah,
the indoctrination of the Christian religion,
that boy.
then you must say, well, wait, they might be a Christian nation.
Might be some
So,
truth in that.
Ashley, I'm gonna let Ashley come in and give her take on this right here on the Uncommon Sense Podcast.
So I was busy being a passenger princess over the weekend because, of course, I was. And then we pulled up to a red light, and that's when I heard it. If you don't accept Jesus Christ into your heart, you'll burn in hell for eternity. This man standing on a corner with a megaphone, screaming about burning souls and finding Jesus. He was so angry, like he was trying to scare heaven into people. And the longer I listened, the more I realized it wasn't about love. This was about control. And I started thinking about Christianity, not every believer, but the institution. It built its whole foundation on that, on fear. This obsession with saving people that never asked to be saved. So when Christianity started, it was all about survival, hope for people that were living under oppression. But the moment Rome adopted it, everything changed. Faith got baptized in power. And when power puts on a robe, it starts calling conquest holy. They said spread the gospel, but what they really meant was spread us. It wasn't about God anymore. This was all about empire. And once the empire realized that you could rule people through fear, not just force, saving souls became a business model. And over time, that power split itself into pieces. You've got your Catholics, your Protestants, Baptists, evangelicals, each claiming that they had the only path to truth. But those arguments weren't about faith, they were about control. Every denomination was just another hierarchy with a new costume. And the wildest part? Most Christians still pick and choose what parts of the Bible to follow. They'll preach love thy neighbor, unless that neighbor is poor, Muslim, queer, trans, or anything else that doesn't align with what they believe. They'll quote judge not right before condemning you. They'll excuse their own sins as human weakness, but call someone else's humanity an abomination. And if you think that hypocrisy is new, it's not. For centuries, some of the worst evils on earth were justified by people holding the Bible. They used God to defend slavery, said Africans were cursed descendants of Ham. They used God to erase indigenous nations, called genocide manifest destiny. They used God to colonize continents, burn women as witches, and silence the victims of the church's own abuse. They used God to enforce segregation, to sterilize Black and brown women, to torture kids in conversion camps, to strip women of bodily autonomy, to invade nations and call it a divine mission. Every time, y'all, it is the same script. Violence disguised as virtue, oppression wrapped in scripture, and anyone who questioned it, blasphemy. Because that's the thing about blasphemy, right? It was never about protecting God. It was about protecting power. Jesus questioned religious leaders and they called him a blasphemer, then killed him for it, and then built churches in his name. Jeez. So when people today say, hold on now, don't question the church, I think about all the things that were justified by people who said the same exact thing. And I can't help but wonder how many times has silence been mistaken for faith. Now, it's not inquisitions or crusades. It's subtler, cleaner, but the spirit is still the same. Is megachurch pastors in designer suits preaching humility? Is politicians quoting scripture to take rights away? Is people showing up at Pride with signs about hell, but not one with a message about love? Is folks who claim to follow Jesus, but can't seem to follow his example? Because he didn't build churches, he built communities. He didn't use threats, he used compassion. He didn't convert people through fear, he met them where they were. And if hearing all that makes you uncomfortable, good. Because discomfort is how the truth starts to work on you. This isn't about your grandma's faith or your favorite gospel song. This is about the institution that used the name of God to colonize, enslave, and control. And still calls that righteousness. If your faith can excuse your violence but not someone else's existence, that's not religion, that is hypocrisy. If your God can't handle questions, that's not faith, that's fear. And if your version of Christianity needs an enemy to survive, then maybe it isn't God you're serving, maybe it's empire. Remember, Mom, you love me. So yeah, that man on the corner with his microphone, he wasn't just yelling about Jesus. He was echoing centuries of control, fear, and moral superiority. Because Christianity didn't conquer the world through love. It conquered it through justification. And what's really interesting is that somewhere underneath all of that, there's a message that's worth hearing. But it got buried under empire and renamed as salvation.
And
good
drop the
night.
mic.
Or
Drop the
message.
mic. Message play out. Trying to tell you, boy.
Trying to tell you, boy.
That's it right there, man. Yeah.
That is, that
That's
is.
it. That's it.
That
So,
is, bro. That is.
yeah, America is a Christian nation, just not the one you
Not
think
the
it
one
is.
you think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an uncommon conversation, man. But those who are other faith, you better get into it.
You better get into it, Doc.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
it's a real conversation.
Yeah.
That's the dynamic of things.
hmm
And even now, there's still an election and everything else in the name of God. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's an amazing thing to see. But for those who have any kind of God conscience in you, you know your stuff ain't right. But at the end of the day, if you're serving the God of the Christianity that is presented to you,
hmm
then yeah, this works.
Right, right,
If
right,
you're
right.
serving that cat,
That
but
cat. Yeah.
yeah, but the real one, yeah,
Mhm.
you might have a problem with that one.
Exactly. Exactly,
Yeah, you
brother.
may have a problem with the big man on that one, boy.
Yeah. You have a big problem right there. Big
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Big problem. All right, brother. We got to go in it again tonight, man. We got to go in it because we done had a whole lot of requests about this AI thing, man.
Oh
We've been
Lord.
going down this road, Doc. This AI thing, and this AI thing ain't nothing new now. It really
Nah,
ain't. Mm-mm.
nah,
Because
nah.
back in 1974,
Hmm.
there was a young brother at the time by the name of Dick Gregory,
Yes, sir.
and they brought him to the carpet on it.
Hmm.
And they had this show called, well, they called the show "We the Enemy,"
Hmm.
meaning surveillance from the government.
Right.
So let's hear from Dick Gregory about that. And this is when he was a young man and when he was still here on the earth, but his words still echo here. So let's hear from the young man.
I knew my phone was being tapped, so I refused to pay my phone bill. My phone bill went up to about $3,000 or $4,000, right? And they refused to cut my phone off. So I held a press conference in Chicago and questioned why I can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and the phone company won't cut my phone off, but poor folks get a $14 bill and theirs get cut off, right?
This clip comes from an episode of Black Journal titled We the Enemy, which aired in 1974 and focused on government surveillance of Black Americans. Hosted by Tony Brown, the episode features Dick Gregory and journalist Jack Anderson discussing government watch lists, FBI surveillance, and the targeting of Black political organizations and public figures. In this segment, Gregory is responding to being named on Nixon's enemies list, a White House list of political opponents and critics that became public during the Watergate era.
Dick, you were on the famous or infamous Watergate or the White House enemies list. What is your personal reaction to having been placed on that list?
Well, when the press got in touch with me, I think it was Bob Johnson at Jet Magazine called me when the news broke and told me I was on Nixon's enemy list. Did I have any comment? And I told him, yeah, call him up and tell him I accept before he changed his mind. Let me show you a letter that I received on September the 26th. It was mailed long after this policy had stopped. Now, I've lived in Chicago for 20 years, and many people could write me a letter, Dick Gregory, the White House, and they would forward that mail to Chicago, and I would get it. I moved from Chicago on August the 20th. Now, I can understand if you sent a letter to Chicago, they would forward it to my new address. Here's a lady in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the 26th of September, 73, said to Dick Gregory, I don't know his address. To the colored man that appears on talk shows on television who's lost a great amount of weight on a fruit diet and discipline. Now,
that's on the cover of the envelope.
That's on the cover of the envelope, yeah, right. Now, she drops this in the mailbox, right? When it gets downtown at the post office in Philadelphia, they put on it Post Office Box 266, Long Pond Road, Plymouth, Massachusetts, 02360. It have not stopped, man. You know, nobody in Philadelphia should know my number, and if I got a letter in Philadelphia, it should have been forwarded to Chicago, and from Chicago to here. You know, it also go deeper than the FBI. I knew my phone was being tapped, so I refused to pay my phone bill. My phone bill went up to about $3,000 or $4,000, right? And they refused to cut my phone off. So I held a press conference in Chicago and questioned why I can make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and the phone company won't cut my phone off, but poor folks get a $14 bill and theirs get cut off, right? And I demand that they cut my phone off. Well, by the time I got home, they'd cut it off just one way, you know. Nobody could call in. I mean, I couldn't call out, but everybody could call in. They explained that to me by saying, we know you make your livelihood and run your business by receiving calls on your phone, and that's why we decided to leave. And I demanded that they cut my phone off totally before I paid the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
That right there.
That right there.
Yes, sir.
The man said he ran his phone bill up to $3,000 and told him to cut it off, and they still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, man. The one and only Dick Gregory, boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But your boy Jacob Hoover, man, that's where you're going there.
Oh yeah.
When you start looking at surveillance, deep state, all that good stuff, you just put your desk right there and sit all day. And that's where that stuff started, man. And it ballooned into what you have now. And of course, 9/11, if you know.
Right.
That right there gave you the Patriot Act. That set it off, man. So when you look at the tiers, again, time brings about what you got. Like you're saying, AI is nothing new. Surveillance is nothing new.
Right.
It's just to this point, man, where there used to be just a surveillance of organizations and or hot individuals, folks who were, you know, out there in the front, Now is everybody.
Everybody.
His grandmama at Dollar General.
Yes.
You know, they checking that baby out. So this is where you are, because that's how those data centers make their money. It's not about, again, AI as far as chat GPT and all that good stuff. It's not about that. It's not about Grok. It's about man surveillance, and that's where your money is. It's about selling data. That's where your money is. So that's why you ask yourself, when people say, you know, everything getting thrown to the cloud. Well, the question is, why are they throwing everything to the freaking cloud?
Right.
Why?
Exactly.
Why is your digital footprint? Why is your financial information? Everything is in the freaking cloud. You know, so that means at any given point, if they want to shut this thing down over you, they can, because it's in the cloud. You know,
right.
So when you understand what it really is, and you can appreciate the conversation. But you got to get hold of these young people. I mean, when you're talking about the digital appetite of people now, man, it is insatiable.
Yes, it is.
And so when you got that kind of insatiable appetite for a thing, and someone knows how to continue to make it sweeter, You know, then Doc, you're gonna have a lot of fat folk running around here on technology. You know, it's just you got a lot of obese people on technology. You
And
know,
Doc, you talking about power and control?
yeah, man.
I mean, that's where it's going, to the power and control, to where they can now control society and control society by data. And this thing is totally crazy. And these are some of the things that the data centers, what some of the destructions that are coming by these data centers being built into our neighborhoods, especially the Black neighborhood. So here we go with this beautiful beam footage.
This is like the gold rush. Why are you doing this secretly? If it's no big deal, be upfront with us. And we all know these data centers will probably be obsolete 3 to 5 years. But what you will have left in your wake will be destruction of land, farming, water, health, property values. So that's a road to nowhere.
Talk to us about that noise profile of these things, because it's crazy.
It's indescribable. It is a constant roar. People say it's mind-bending. They're noticing disruption in the wildlife. They are reporting racing hearts. They're reporting lack of sleep. What are we doing? The stakes are too high, and we're going to have to reconvene.
The purpose of an AI data center, folks, is not just to help AI companies do something clever with AI. It's to transfer your wealth and your property, essentially, to a small number of companies. They want to change the world by not only making us give up our sanity and our water and our electricity, but also to take away the jobs that millions of Americans rely on by replacing them with AI.
So, brother, even with that, even with the destruction of AI with some of our resources, you even look at some of the big companies that are partnering with governmental departments in this. I mean, you got Palantir, like we always talk about Palantir, right? Palantir just made $120 million deal with the IRS.
Yep.
$120 million with the IRS. And then they turn around and Palantir makes another deal with the USDA for $300 million.
Right there. Yeah.
That's our food supply. That's our food chain. Why you need to get into that?
Boy, you wonder why you getting so sick now? Okay, you about to find out. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, this thing is ridiculous.
It is, man. The trail of tears is getting serious. It's not. I'm talking about the real trail of tears, man. The conversation, man. That again, I would hope that we're having in these small circles,
right?
And I can just give you one thing here, in a particular county in Georgia, they've had some serious pushbacks on AI data centers, and I'm gonna tell you right now, folks in the cab, y'all better get ready. I mean, DeKalb County. If you in there, I used to be there. I'm a DeKalb Cadian, you know. So let me tell you something. If y'all do not get a hold of that, you about to lose like you cannot believe. But I do know of another county, man, that has fought these data centers, and you can see the wrangling of the board of commissioners trying to have these secret meetings. They have them at a certain time with nobody at work.
Right.
You know, they only have one evening meeting. But it's because, man, of the sheer weight of these data centers on resources and stuff like that. And they're positioning these bad boys again in mostly minority saturated communities. That's what they did with Memphis, you know. So when you're looking at what's going on at that, you're looking at what's going on in Texas. Just pick a community, and you're seeing it happening all the darn time. But that is why your boy went through the EPA, got that bad boy, and so you can't regulate AI for 10 years. So you see what's coming down the pike. Ergo, where is those individuals who recognize what this stuff is doing to the resources of your particular county? You know, the bump again a check.
Right.
You're looking at 10 years down the road. If you have messed up your water table, well, what you got?
What you got?
You know what you got. Everybody said we just get some bottled water. Really, I mean,
Mm-mm.
ask Flint, Michigan, how that worked out. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be funny.
exactly.
Just ask Flint, how's that working out for you? So the dynamics of these conversations, man, people don't understand where you're going 5, 10 years from now. And water is not inexhaustible. That's not what this is.
Right.
Now your boys over there in China, they sinking them sucks in the sea.
Yes.
So I mean, when you're looking at these things, man, as far as again the appetite, which is
Mm-hmm.
feeding this beast,
Mm-hmm.
without the regards of what's going to be the long-term effects, not only on the environment, but again on humanity itself. That calculation is grossly off. They ain't calculating it right.
No,
Um,
they ain't.
because when you're taking up, hundreds and hundreds of acres with just a concrete building, I don't see, bro, I don't see how nobody see that makes sense. But
But see, right, like you said last week,
ooh,
you're
boy,
dealing with individuals that have no moral compass whatsoever.
right. Oh, yeah.
And then they're looking at money profits and wealth profits
Mhm,
versus to the environment, dealing with people and also dealing with the health issues and things of that nature.
mhm,
They're really looking at how they gonna build wealth for their own
mhm.
and keep it going. And they really not, they don't care about what everybody else care about.
Oh no, definitely. And the backdrop of that of the isolated psychology is when you're
Mhm.
living in a gated community,
Right.
and you're insulated from all this stuff.
Exactly.
So what does it matter to you? I mean,
Yeah.
you eat out every night, da. So no, the everyday kind of stabs don't
Mm.
hit you that way because again, you're insulated.
Right.
Well, again, nothing is untouchable.
Right.
That's the thing. But again, like you're saying, the consciousness is not there. But the dynamic is again, sooner or later, this stuff is going to start touching everybody. It's going, and you can try to go to Mars all you want. I mean,
Right. Right.
why are we
You coming
blowing up
back.
right? You're coming back. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you could, I know they said that like 16 super Earths out there. Okay, how you gonna get to it?
Right.
I mean, your stuff blowing up just trying to get to the moon. I mean, come on, man. So I mean, like, dude,
It's blowing
make it
up
make
like midair. It's boom.
man, you can't get to the moon right, and you talk about
Mm-mm.
going light years away from here. Okay, that's not gonna work. So you're looking at again those who have this isolated psychology, whereby since this stuff we can alter if we want to. I mean, we can go buy this, da. We're cool. Well, again, once people become again protective of their
Mhm.
own resources,
Right.
man, once these countries start really locking down on this stuff, when you're talking about people who are rich in natural resources, whether it's
Right.
Africa, Greenland, pick one that has these natural resources, and you're looking at the carbon footprint, and sooner or later, man, you're going to get to a point where they're going to have to become restrictive of what and how far you go. Because at the end of the day, this stuff is not inexhaustible. There is a limit to everything.
Right.
Um, and the earth will show you sooner than later, you reached your limit.
Yeah.
What
You
you gonna do?
have.
Yeah. And you can't out or import water. I
No,
mean,
you can't.
there's
Mm-mm.
some things you just can't do, player. You just can't just import oxygen.
Nah.
So
Mm-mm.
you just like if you kill all the trees, what you
Right.
gonna do?
Right.
So photosynthesis doesn't work through the science. There's a natural phenomenon that happens. But again, with this nostalgia of the technology and education, we tend to think that technology will answer all these problems, and no, technology is a reason
For all
for
these
most of your
problems.
all your problems. you
Yeah.
know yeah, that's where it is.
Just like with our young people.
Mm.
They get caught up in the technology. I got it.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm.
But you got Apple now that's gonna come out with some AirPods.
That boy.
Now just check this out what the AirPods gonna have on them and what they're gonna do.
So Apple's new AirPods will now have cameras on them. You know, the things that you put in your ear to listen to music? Yeah, they'll have cameras. What could go wrong? Don't be weird. Makes total sense. So if you're concerned about like privacy or whatever, Don't worry, they fixed that because there will be a little LED red light that will come on when it's actively downloading all the information around you. And if you see that red light, that's basically you willfully accepting to have your visual data downloaded into the cloud. Okay, cool, right on. And this, I don't think it'll be anything like the Meta glasses because that'd be weird, right? So basically this camera is supposed to act as Siri's eyeballs. Cool, right? And then so your environment will all be scanned with your AirPods that are supposed to be in your ear listening to music, not just your environment but the people around you. And woo.
Now your environment being recorded with the AirPods, they got a camera on it, knowing your every move, your every being, and recording it and downloading it.
Right, player. Yeah,
come on, man.
The struggle done got real. Yeah, those Meta glasses, man. That got your party started.
That got it started, Doc.
They got your party started, man. And
but now this right here got it crunk.
Yeah, I know, right? Let the music play, player.
Let the music play. Doc.
Man,
you just jamming to the music and the earpods just taking pictures.
Yeah. Because again, man, you have introduced something, man, that you've allowed to become common nature. You know,
right?
Everybody think that this is just a natural progression of things.
No,
it's not natural.
No.
So if you're looking at and understanding from this dynamic of if you just gradually erode at something, if you gradually introduce something and make it just commonplace, then what's going to be the pushback? It's just like when you set a little cup somewhere, you know, and it just sits there all day, and then people just get used to the cup being there.
Right.
And then you remove the cup and folks don't even notice that it's gone. You know, it's that kind of mindset, absent-mindedness that is being perpetrated on your planet. And because it's so subtle, and that's the whole thing about it, it's the subtleness of things.
Yes.
It's subliminal messages that's put out there that you do these things and you get this stuff started, and one generation, you know, again passes on to another, because it's a generational thing.
Right.
You know, our parents trained us save money up on the mattress.
Yeah.
I think we're the last mattress savers, you know. Don't put all your money in that bank, boy.
No, don't put all your money in that bank.
You know, but these folks talking about crypto and stuff like what? You know,
what is that?
There? You know, no,
player. No, player.
You got your money in is currency, is digital. Okay, nah. So but then you got these other young cats, they like, yeah, man, it's best thing since sliced bread, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So again, it's generational. So each generation kind of waters down the other one, kind of passes down. So they know how to do this systematically. But when you're looking at it, man, Jay, and I'm being very honest about it, our generation, literally, you're the last of critical thinkers. You are the last of old school transfers. That's it. Our generation is it. And so that's honestly, man, that is the most scariest part you're looking at. It's those who are in that era that you're the last of them. And if that generation does not, and it's our generation, if we don't again shift this thing, at least for 10 years strong. I mean, you gotta hit this thing for 10 years, and I mean hit it hard. Yeah, you can flip it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, man, because again, you got kids behind you don't know what cursive writing is. You know, so how y'all signing? How you signing checks? We ain't got no checks. How you signing contracts? You know, they're like, we ain't signing no contract. What? So, but you're seeing it now. I mean, it's just everyday casual conversation with the young people, man. The things that the vocabulary of your generation is like Chinese to them. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal to me to have a conversation with young people and you say certain things and they're like, "What is that?" And okay, you really don't know what's going on, do you? So, but you're saying it, man. It's a reality that folks are not embracing.
Right.
And our generation, man, you're the last of them. you are the last of that right there. And once we're off this planet, I don't know what they're gonna do.
This is why the book say, do not conform to this world,
That right
but
there.
be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, for real.
It's
For
real,
real.
man.
Because if you
It's real.
conform to this,
Yeah.
you conform to
Hey.
anything. Because check
Mhm.
this out, man. This is what blew my mind about the program about the inmates.
Oh yeah.
What? What?
That boy. Mhm. Mhm.
Look,
Mhm.
let me run this beautiful being footage before we go into this one, because this is crazy.
Apparently, there's a new program for inmates called Cognify, which will allow an inmate to serve years of their prison sentence in a matter of minutes. Yeah, you heard that right. So what they plan to do is give the inmates a choice to spend all their years behind bars in prison or get an artificial memory implant in their brain. What could go wrong? Right? They say that this chip will change the brain chemistry, right? It takes like 7 minutes to implant, and then when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed. Okay. They're also saying that this chip can, depending on the severity of their crime, can make them feel like the emotional and physical like pain of their victims and their family members. Who knows? I just want to know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is exactly what they say it is, or could they possibly be creating, I don't know, something different?
Man, look, come on now. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay.
You give a man a life sentence, but he says, I want to take the chip.
Mhm.
It takes 7 minutes to put in the chip into his head, right?
Mhm.
But then he's supposed to feel all the emotions that the victim and their family felt.
Yeah.
And supposed to reform him.
Supposedly.
Or supposed to kill him. Which one is it? Come on, man.
That right there. Well, yeah. Again, the last generation of critical thinkers. Again, man, back in the day now,
Yeah.
what they used to do is hide or try to cloak truth inside the movies that you watch or inside the
Right.
cartoons that you
Right.
watch.
Right.
They used to do it. We
Mm-hmm.
had Schoolhouse Rock, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, SNL,
Mm-hmm.
we had those things.
Yeah.
And so certain movies that came out, people thought that it was just a nice little thing to watch. No, when you're
Mm-mm.
watching certain movies, you better pay attention
Right.
because it's giving you a blurb of what's already there. It's just being perfected along the way.
Exactly.
Demolition Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you haven't seen it,
Demolition Man.
go look at it
Look it
with
up.
us
Good
tonight.
look at it.
Yeah. And so that whole thing there about again programming a prisoner to think a certain thing, they're right there.
Yeah.
It's
There it
it's
is.
it's right there. Now it
Yeah.
sounds crazy, but like it's out the wazoo that you can go in while a person is in cryo in cryo state, what they call it is, and then put a program in there and program that mind to think a certain way. People are like, oh, that just no. They're showing you technology that's coming.
Right.
If you understand and appreciate that when you're seeing certain movies or certain things, if you recognize or follow the director, they're trying to give you hints the best way they can without telling you this is what it is.
Right.
You know. So yeah, when you're looking at that thing there, as far as programming digital, that's why your boy Elon Musk has the implant.
Right.
That they're doing. And so all this stuff now is nothing but technology being perfected.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is where they're trying to go because again, man, nothing is inexhaustible. There is only so many prisons you can build.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
There's
it.
there's
Right.
just so much you can build. And if you put everything in data centers, you ain't gonna have nothing to put in the prison system. So ergo. So the dynamic is there. And again, the technology has always been there. It's just been perfected over the years. Now, where this is going, I don't know. But if you're going to be implanting a chip in somebody's mind and think that you can reprogram the human brain to do something other than what it's supposed to do,
Mm.
it's that X factor, man. There's something about God that I'm telling you, he'll sneak up on you, boy. He'll say,
Yes,
"I
sir.
ain't think
Yes, sir.
about
He
it,
was
did
like,
you?"
oh, now,
Yeah.
oh, you
Oh,
now you want to be
my help.
me
Yeah, yeah.
in this way.
In this way,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
think
It's a
about this,
thin
did you?
line
Yeah.
between love and hate, bro.
Nah, so I'm trying to tell you, man. They doing it. I
Yeah,
mean, they
yeah.
got it now, man. That they can genetically go in and even alter the fetus. Extract this gene out, put this gene in. Try to make the child not susceptible to a certain particular disease and stuff like that.
Bro.
You're messing with genetics. You're messing with certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if when you start messing with nature,
Mm-mm.
that
Mm-mm.
there is a factor there that your brain cannot calculate all the possibilities.
Right.
Your brain cannot calculate all the mishaps that could possibly happen with just altering one thing.
Right.
And so that's when you're, like you're saying, people in the position of you're playing God. You're in that pocket now where you think that you are the all-knowing one.
Mm-mm.
Okay, just
Mm-mm.
because you got a supercomputer. But at the end of the day, the computer is only computing what somebody else put in there.
Right. Right.
That, that's
That's
all the
it.
thing is doing.
That's it.
That's all that sucker is doing. And it even says that again, the human mind processes more stuff than a computer. It's no secret in that. So the only thing is, of course, I'm gonna be faster, but when you're thinking about the nuances and twists that a computer cannot possibly put inside of the equation,
Right.
you have to have a human brain somewhere.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. And that's the X factor. And so you would never be able to get away from that. Never.
Mm-mm.
Because there is no possible way for man again to be that all-knowing in
No.
that kind of space
No, sir.
and be able to maintain that in a pure state,
Mm-mm.
which is the problem there. That's why your AI cannot come up with ways to blackmail folk, because you got
No.
blackmailers programming the freaking AI.
Exactly.
This is too easy.
Too
So,
easy.
when you got corrupt people programming and stuff, don't get crazy when the thing goes crazy.
Right.
It's inevitable. Is what you're dealing with. So yeah, man, it's the struggle done got absolutely real.
Yes,
But
sir.
I don't think folks paying attention to how real it is.
Mm-mm. It's really, really getting real now.
Yeah.
Because even when you talk about Fast and Furious, when they came out with God's Eye,
Mm-hmm.
where
Yep.
you think that came from?
That boy, I told you.
They would let you know, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's this company called Palantir.
Right there.
They're
They can
known,
pull,
they are known as
yeah,
God's Eye.
they can pull your tail up. Boy,
Yeah.
come on.
And
This is too
and
easy.
now they talking about doing 6G.
They gonna do it.
And with the 6G, guess what, y'all? With the 6G could tell the fragments of your skin. That's how fast it is. That's how it's like it could go through. You don't even need DNA no more.
Yeah. That's where we are. That's where you are.
And they can
It's
read it just that
yeah.
fast. Like,
Mhm.
okay, this is the type of skin he got. This is what's his makeup, his this and that, or there, this and that. And you'd be like,
Mhm.
whoa. Matter of fact,
See,
you got people scared of it right now.
oh yeah, you should be. You should be, man.
Just off a cell phone signal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is sad, man. The technology that you buy today is obsolete the moment you walk out the door.
Yes.
That's how they're saying it. The technology that you buy today, that phone that you bought today, was obsolete the moment you walk out that door.
When
That's how.
Apple sells that
Yeah.
phone for
Mhm.
$1,200,
Mhm.
once you buy it, it's
Mhm.
all it's obsolete right then.
Bet in.
Right then.
Because you're already getting updates.
Yeah.
By the time
Always.
you get to the house, yeah. By the time you get to the house, you're updated like 6 times. Really?
What?
I just bought the freaking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
obsolete. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we're dealing with, man. But for me, and if I just go back to the cars, I can appreciate folk with cameras on the cars, the backup
Mhm.
cameras,
Mhm.
stuff, the sensors,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they got these smart cars that'll brake for you. Okay. Uh,
I don't trust the thing.
these auto cars that'll drive for you. Okay. So you just in the car and you let this vehicle drive you,
Right.
and you are not even concerned that you're going 80 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour, and you have no control over the vehicle. Just letting the car drive itself.
Right. Hmm.
Oh, okay. And that sounds right to you. Okay.
And you just sitting in the back like, ooh, 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 ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good
Give,
day.
give no, no. Give
No,
me my
no.
2000 Chevy Silverado, the Rock. You know.
The rock.
Yeah, they got almost 500,000 miles on me. He ain't got
Yes,
no
sir.
cameras. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Ain't not damn camera.
Yes, sir.
But the boy get you there. You know what I'm saying? The
But
boy
that
will
ain't
get
what
you
the
there.
vehicle was.
Uh,
That's not the purpose of the vehicle in the first place.
the boy will get you there.
It'll
You know
get
what
you
I'm saying?
there. That's what it's.
It'll get you. It'll get you there. With some music, you know what I'm saying? He'll get you there.
Get
So,
you there.
but but you know the thing about it is, if people looking at you, need to get a new truck. For what?
For what?
What's you have a brake and a gas pedal in your car. I got a brake and a gas pedal in mine. When you take away all that stuff, it's the same freaking thing. When you take away all the bells and whistles, it's the same thing that drives the car. You need spark plugs. I got spark plugs.
And even when you
Really?
put in the bells and whistles, now you talk about $90-something thousand bells and whistles. For
And more
what?
stuff to tear up. And more stuff to tear up. I'm just
Most stuff
man,
to tell. Most stuff for you to pay for,
that right there.
and
You
another
you got
house to pay for it.
man, I got mechanics telling me that, bro. I had to get out of auto business because it's so many goddamn computers in this darn thing, man.
Yes.
You got mechanics getting out of business because it's too many computers.
Too
What?
many.
So it's telling you right there, man, that again, like people talking about the test stuff, like, okay, fine. But when the battery goes down, you gotta get, and you talking about $10,000, $20,000 for another battery?
Mm-mm.
That's a whole nother car.
Yes.
So it's just again understand not only again the weight of this stuff,
Hmm.
but the draw it pulls on everything else to get you there.
Right.
You're not understanding and appreciating that stuff there is not inexhaustible. And if it's costing you $20,000 5 years down the line to put a whole, where is that resources coming from that you're sucking it in to just to
Right.
fuel that car?
Right.
You're not thinking longevity, man.
And that's just a car.
That's just a car. Just a
Yeah.
car.
Remember, AI stands for artificial intelligence.
Just keep
Leave
that
it there.
somewhere. Just
Leave it
keep that
right there.
somewhere. You
Artificial
know,
intelligence.
keep that in your mind somewhere, baby. Because
Somewhere. Uncommon sense. Where
mm,
we make common sense out of uncommon sense situations.
we try.
But it seems like it's getting more uncommon sense.
That right there, man.
Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m., J. Howard Green, along with Michael B.
Yeah,
Wright Sr.
that boy.
Y'all have a good day. Have a good week.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
if it's the Lord's will, we'll see you next week.
that right there.
Peace.
Peace.